Hello, ghouls, zombies, whites, and assorted undead. It is me, Jared Logan, and you are watching Stream of Blood. And tonight, chapter 14 of our epic Vampire the Masquerade saga, Vampires of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, a city steeped in gothic mystery. I'm your host and your storyteller here for this tabletop role-playing live stream. We're so happy that you're all here again with us, and we are going to get right back into it with our stellar cast who have feelings in between incidents where they murder people. Before we get into the adventure tonight, I just want to tell everybody that we are so pleased to announce we just hit 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube this week, and we are nearing 2,000 followers on Twitch. So we just want to take a moment and say thank you. Thank you for watching the stream, and thank you for all your kind comments and response on social media. We love it. We want more. Follow on Twitch by hitting that little heart. Follow us on Twitter, Stream of Blood, and Instagram, Stream of Blood, so you know everything we're doing, when we're going live, who we're having on. Some of our shows have a rotating cast of all-star VIPs. That means VIP, very important person. We love writing these games for all of you, and we just really, we're touched. It means the world to us that you would spend some time with us every week. So let me say some other things. We don't have a Patreon here on Stream of Blood, and I think it's important to keep in mind that while we're here with the privilege of playing role-playing games, there are people out there who, because of various things going on in the country, they don't have that privilege. And a good way to keep all of that in mind is, instead of giving us money, why don't you give money to Campaign Zero? They're at www.joincampaignzero.org, and they are working on changing police departments all around the country. The very important work that people started a couple weeks ago with the protesting and the social justice movements is not over. So let's keep our eyes on the prize with that and continue to support those movements. Instead of giving Stream of Blood a little money, go over there and give Campaign Zero whatever you can. Okay. I want to give credits really quickly. Our title card, that really cool atmospheric piece where you see our three main vamps of our coterie, is by Will Pottorff. Please go to willpottorff.com, Pottorff.com, willpottorff.com, and check out his artwork. This guy draws monsters better than anybody in the business. We also have some delightful game artwork from our very own Ross Bryant, who plays Curtis on this show. So I want to credit him for that. And that theme song you heard at the top is Get Pink by Axel Kazis Taylor, a fan who sent us some music, and we loved it, so we put it in the stream. So let's get pink. With that, let us finally get pink. My first guest plays the crusty old Union man turned blood bonded. Oh, say that 10 times fast. Turned blood bonded slave. Pawn? No, I gotta make that more positive connotation. Ally of the Prince of Pittsburgh. Please welcome my pal, Mr. Thomas Middleditch. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Whoa, there's a clip in your mouth.
Yeah, I just got a new piercing.
Oh, it looks bad. It doesn't look good.
What are you talking about? This is punk. It's like a punk piercing. It's a piercing in the style of a paperclip.
Oh, so it's supposed to look like you just had an office accident.
Yeah. It's office core is the new trend.
Right, because what environment could be more nihilistic, right, and dark and brooding than the American office environment?
You're getting it. You're finally getting it, Jared Logan. It took a bit.
Now I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll attach a stapler or something to my face next week.
That would be pretty rad. Yeah. You'd get a lot of cred.
Cool. Our next guest is an incredible role player and improviser who portrays the man with a dog, deadly man with a deadly dog here on the stream. Curtis Krieger. He's wonderful and fantastic and handsome. Not that Thomas isn't handsome, but this guy's also handsome. Please welcome Ross Bryant.
Oh,
Oh,
hi.
hi.
God, you caught me in the middle of reading The Vampire by John Polidori.
Wow, that's cool. I actually know a little bit about that. John Polidori was the doctor of Percy Bysshe Shelley and Lord Byron, who
Yeah,
went with those guys to a castle in Switzerland when Mary Shelley was the wife of Percy, and she wrote Frankenstein. He wrote this one.
you
He
wrote
wrote The
this.
Vampire. Is it any good? Should I read it?
Well, it's to its credit, it's very short. You can knock it out very quickly. But
Yeah,
apparently, it's, in
that's
addition
a
to
rave
being
review.
rave review, yeah. But in addition to being written at the same kind of storytelling jam, the romantic with all the romantics out in Geneva.
Is that what they
the-
called it at the time?
Yeah, just kind of a loose storytelling jam.
We're doing a story jam. If anybody wants to come to Switzerland this weekend,
Yeah, it's apparently the first English language vampire yarn. But one thing that I'd never heard about that Frankenstein story jam is that apparently it was inspired by a moment when they were all creeping each other out, reading spectral and gothic stories to each other, and apparently Shelley rose from his chair and like ran from the room, and everybody went over to him and was like, "Dude, what's wrong?" And he said that he saw a vision of a woman with eyes for nipples. And everyone was like, "Whoa, that's twisted. We should write some stories." Like,
you do a lot of drugs at a story jam.
yeah,
This guy's twisted.
this guy's twisted. Yeah,
That's
yeah. Percy
I think I
Shelley.
saw that in an anime, the eye nipples. I think.
Yeah. So Shelley, Byron, Polidori. I think Jonathan Davis from Korn was there.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Most
he
of the guys
was.
from Mudvayne and Coal
Rob
Chamber.
Zombie.
Yeah.
I read Dracula a couple times, and one thing I love about Dracula is that anytime Dracula appears, all the like tough heroes in the story get lightheaded and are like and faint. I guess that's how powerful Dracula is, or how weak Victorians are. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
These guys weep at the drop of a hat.
Yes, like real men.
Yeah.
And tonight we are going to weep tears of blood, and we're going to do it along with this fine actress, comedian, I'll say it, improviser, voice actor, video game character, and just wonderful person. Please welcome Ashley Burch as Jen Brown, the tech CEO. Whoa, cyberpunk.
I wanted to be cool like Thomas. Is it working?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look cool.
Wow.
Is it
Yeah.
working?
That
Are
is-
It
those
is. They are
your-
pink.
They are pink. They
appropriate.
looked so big. I was like, are those your grandmother's transitions lenses?
Or like the glasses they give you after you have an eye exam.
Oh,
Where you
yeah,
have to put your,
totally.
You're
You get salary
basically
people?
a Lego maniac with those glasses.
That's what vampires always do in movies. If the script needs them to go out with the sun out, they just put on big sunglasses. Like that would protect them. I also love that here in California we're starting a vampire stream and we all have bright, beautiful sunlight shining in through our windows.
Yeah.
We'll have to bring extra gothic gloom with our personalities, everybody. Are you up for the? I know Ross is up for it because he's literally reading Polidori right now.
I'm steeped.
Yes. All right. Let's get this out of the way real quick. You guys have just been through some solo spotlight tales, and I think you've each earned 1 XP for the ones you were in that weren't spotlighting you, and another XP for the one that did spotlight you. So let's see. I think Jen Brown was in 2 of them, so she's getting 3 XP.
Ooh.
Curtis, you were in all of them. So I
Yeah.
think you're getting 4 XP.
Ooh, doctor.
And Miles Vanderbuck was in 2 as well. So he's getting 3 XP. And we're not going to spend that right now, but I just like to let everybody know that the characters are moving, shaking, changing. And let's just briefly ask each of you where you think your character's at right now. Let's start with the guy that went last in his spotlight. Curtis Krieger, where do you think he's at right now? Ross, where do you think he's going to go tonight?
Oh man. How long is this after the last adventure?
I think it's just a couple nights.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think, man, I think maybe he's trying to fix up the haven a little bit,
Okay.
make it a little less dreary, and just the bump of self-esteem he got at the end of the last adventure with the little bit of approval that he received from Churchill Jackson. He's decided to turn this squalid squat into something more permanent.
Great. In the last adventure, Curtis was sent to capture Jen Brown and Sabrina because they were in breach of the Masquerade. But instead, he managed to get them to safety. He kind of got them a deal with Miss Sonia, helped them set up a deal with Miss Sonia where she protected them. And they were not punished for breaching the Masquerade, although Sabrina has become a ghoul of Clan Nosferatu now. And Curtis was able to pull that off because he made up for not bringing them in by bringing in the body of a man you think was a vampire hunter. I'm just letting everybody know that by way of recap. If you are fixing up the Haven just because it's fun to roll dice, is there any kind of skill you would have, like craft, that would let you do that?
I don't know that I've got any craft. Let's see here.
Got any craft?
Got any
Craft skill?
No, but maybe I could parlay this into some. I do have streetwise.
Mm-hmm.
So is this the kind of thing where maybe I know spots where like a St. Vincent de Paul thrift shop where stuff comes in and out. Maybe I know some guys or places where like old furniture gets abandoned, but there's good stuff there too.
Great, I love that. Actually, give me a intelligence plus streetwise roll, and the amount of successes you have will determine how cool the Haven looks now. And it sounds like it's about to look really hipster cool.
Yeah. Found objects. Okay.
I did like imagining you rolling a craft roll and it being like pictures of you and Churchill holding hands that you've drawn and like put throughout the Haven.
Yeah, just giant like eyes with big shiny pupils.
Let's get some West Elm furniture in there for crying out loud.
How'd you do?
That was a pretty big dice pool, and I only got one success.
Well, and I'll explain why. You go to all those places from when you were a guy kind of walking around the city in the sunlight, and you realize they're all locked up. They're closed at night. And you stand there with Ruby looking at your reflections in the glass, and you think, am I going to break into this place to steal a chair? And I think you decide no, but you tell me.
Yeah, I think maybe I just grab some stuff I find. Maybe the kind of thing where like people leave chairs and tables out on the street when they're moving apartments in a hurry. Maybe I just drag home a couple of random chairs and a table and stuff.
Okay, so good news, everybody. The Haven still looks like a shithole, but now it has places to sit.
I maybe got it to like a black velvet painting I found.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Wonderful.
Like a sad cowboy.
Yeah, you have a sad cowboy painting up in your area. In your area, let's be clear. Because we did say last time that you had at least found beds and you had sunproofed it, of course. Jen Brown. How's Jen Brown feeling going into this next chapter? Jen Brown, she had a crazy adventure in her Spotlight episode. She had to wrest her company away from the Ventru Primogen, Obadiah Griffin, and his assistant, Stephen Francis. And she did so well with that, with some help from Miss Sonia, that they were connected with the independent vampire you guys busted earlier, Buddy, and his coterie in the garage. And when you connected those two together, they've been taken into custody by the Camarilla. So she has her company. She's gotten rid of an enemy, an antagonist, but the cost was she tried to ghoul her friend Sabrina, which kind of led into the events of Ross's episode. So tell me, where do you think Jen is right now? What do you think she's doing?
I don't think Jen's doing great emotionally. I think it's safe to say she's really doubting that she made the right choice and wondering if maybe she should have just let the Camarilla kill Sabrina. Like maybe that would have been a better fate. So she's sort of wrestling with the fact that Sabrina is basically just a blood slave now. But also in her sort of selfish, it's my company kind of way, I think she would be trying to create safeguards within the company so that she would be able to keep some autonomy, because now since Sabrina is a ghoul, that means that she answers to Miss Sonia, and which means that the company would effectively sort of be Miss Sonia's.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sabrina is technically on paper the CEO now, right? And she kind of answers to Miss Sonia and is in fact blood bonded in theory to someone or several vampires in the Nosferatu clan. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff for Jen to sort out.
Yeah, so I think a goal would be to sort of be able to still carve out some sort of access to her company and the information her company has without Miss Sonia knowing about it.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I know I said I wasn't leveling anybody up, but I am going to give Jen Brown a background edition. And you can just remember this, or you can write it into your sheet right now if it's possible. I think you have resources. So the thing you have rested from everybody is that they kept you on the payroll. Regardless of all these weird shifting of hands, you are on the payroll, and so you now have a resources of like 4 because Grouper makes money, and that money is yours again. So out of the vamps in this coterie, I think you're the only one with an income. And it's a little under the table, so it can't really be traced to you. And you are still contacted and having regular contact with Miss Sonia and Sabrina in order to kind of get that money. So you can check in all the time and make moves in terms of your company regularly.
Is there a place to put resources? Is there like pips to give? I'm not seeing that, or do I just?
Yeah, no, there is on the second page of the sheet. You where you have backgrounds.
I see.
You could put in one that's called resources, and you could pip that all the way up to 4.
Ooh, la la.
Because I think I'm just giving you that because of your company. Let's talk to Miles very briefly. Miles,
What's up, baby?
Miles
Big
had
changes.
Miles was sent to look into something Obadiah Griffin had left in a cargo container at a cargo terminal. Miles had a unique, specific set of skills that let him do that, and inside that cargo container, he found a vampire you guys had met before, Bex, who had kind of been branded as an anarch, and for some reason she'd been traveling around in these cargo containers. Miles dropped the cargo container into the Ohio River.
She had gone savage and tried to murder me.
That's absolutely right. And she was branded an anarch. There are many reasons, I thought, reasonable ones.
At the same time, I thought maybe Adelaide, Miss Prince was setting me up.
Yeah.
So that was also in a fit of anger that I dropped that container down into the water to be like, you don't fuck with Miles. But then, she fuck with Miles.
She fucked with Miles because
she fucked with Miles anytime she wants now.
It turned out that Bex was kind of on sort of a spy mission for Obadiah Griffin, visiting other cities. I think they said like Cincinnati and maybe as far as Detroit, and had used that cargo system, that boat cargo system, to kind of escape a city and get back. Apparently Obadiah had been moving all kinds of things along the rivers. And so Bex was actually a Camarilla spy who you dropped into the Ohio River. And so you would have been in huge trouble, but the prince gave you an out. She offered her wrist, and you took it.
I tried to resist, but you can't. When the milk is so sweet, you gotta suckle from that sweet tea.
I think so. I think that there are probably some backgrounds that I think I'm just going to give to Curtis and Miles, but I'm not going to give them quite yet. I'm going to wait till maybe they come up. But I did want Jen to know that she was getting something from her company for her trouble. So I'm going to set tonight's scene. I'm going to set the scene that you have all 3 separately been summoned to Elysium. and you've been summoned by your adoptive sires, the Camarilla vampires who took you in when you were found as fledgling anarchs. Really, the anarchs had turned you in our first episode, and the Camarilla discovered you and sort of took hold of you, and you were adopted by these people. So Miss Sonia invites Jen Brown to Elysium. Sheriff Churchill Jackson asks Curtis to make an appearance, and the Prince of Pittsburgh, Adelaide Ross, calls on her very loyal subject, Miles Vanderbuck, to arrive at the U.S. Steel Building. And I'm going to set the scene that you all arrive, unless someone does not want to go. Would someone, because I do like free will in this game. It would be tough for Miles to say no.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go. You kidding me?
Yeah, I'll go.
I'm expecting it. So yeah.
So you all arrive, and there is a. It's not every vampire you've ever seen in Elysium, but there is a large-ish gathering of certain kindred in that big kind of auditorium room. And in that room, you all kind of post up behind your adoptive sires, and you realize that you're all staring at each other from across the room now instead of together, like Jen Brown is standing behind Miss Sonia, and she looks over, to the Miss Sonia's other shoulder, and there are some Nosferatu vamps, but there's also Sabrina who's standing there with a really weird look on her face. And then across the room, Churchill Jackson's like talking carefully to Curtis, and the dog is there. Curtis is petting Ruby, and you might spy Jen, but she's all the way across the room now. There's a little distance now, and both of you are maybe kind of surprised at the intimacy with which the prince is kind of laughing at something that Miles has said, and they, of course, are in a position of prominence, like up on the dais together. So the reason the meeting has been called, Vidya, the Toreador Primogen, announces that the reason the meeting has been called is to go over some intelligence recently collected by Camarilla agent. And so we are going to cede the floor to her. Bex, and then Bex takes the stage, more or less. And Bex begins talking. And she says, when I was branded a traitor in this very building, rather than actually become one and make the lie true, I went to my clan, I went to Obadiah Griffin, and I asked him to help me. And he said that he had a way. He sent me to several cities in the area on a mission to connect with the Anarchs and learn what I could about the Anarch vampires that we think are coming to Pittsburgh. I was able to connect with Anarchs in Cincinnati, in Detroit, in Cleveland, and I can tell you several things about them. First of all, these vampires believe that there is some sort of Anarch community in a hospital here in Pittsburgh. I kept hearing them talk about a hospital that they were going to visit. I never got a specific hospital, but they said it was a hospital downtown, probably some sort of bagger community. And that's when another one of the Primogen, maybe Mason Auberger, he's the Malkavian Primogen, says, it's got to be Allegheny General. The place is a shithole. If I were alive, I wouldn't get my hair cut there. And everybody goes, ha 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 ha, at his fine joke. And then Bex, I'm just saying this party is not that fun, is my point. Bex then says there was also talk of visiting Peter and Paul, which I'm convinced has to be the abandoned church in East Liberty. Now, that could definitely be some sort of Anarch haven or meeting place, and I suggest we send a team there. And finally, the name I kept hearing over and over. The name I was told that if I went to Pittsburgh, I needed to talk to this specific kindred is an anarch named Erasmus. So she gives her intel, and people are allowed to ask questions, and they're asking various questions about her time in the other cities, how she connected with these anarchs. You guys are there. You're free to ask questions or say things to your adoptive sires, but if you don't have anything at present, that's fine too. Just let me know.
Could you, Jared, remind me what the hospital was called? Sorry.
That's quite all right. They're not sure it's this one, but one of the Primogens says it's probably Allegheny General because that one's like underfunded and it's like the bad hospital, and they're like that's probably where someone would pull a bagger operation. A bagger operation, which you would know for sure, Jen Brown, is people who drink out of bagged blood.
Okay.
I'd like to maybe lean over to Miss Prince and
I say, who the heck is Erasmus?
Well, we don't know, Miles. That's why we've called this meeting. We're going to assign someone to find out. That's why your coterie is here.
Oh, okay, but he or she's not some anarch or anything, just a new player on the field.
No, the anarchs that Bex talked to said that there is an anarch here in Pittsburgh named Erasmus that we need to find.
Got it.
When she speaks, her voice is like honey in your ears.
By the way, I'm sorry for not even noticing you have just such pretty earrings on tonight.
Thank you, darling. Yes.
Thank you for wearing them.
It's going to be tough to keep a straight face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I
Jared and I
notice
flirt.
this? Can I notice this from where I am?
certainly you may.
Can I try to get Curtis's eye?
Yeah, I think I'm talking to. Should I look over?
Yeah.
Kinda
Yeah. And don't bother rolling. You get his eye, and yeah, you guys are noticing it, and you see her, as she kind of caresses his cheek and goes, "You're so sweet."
Oh, well, yeah. Just talking the truth there, Miss Prince.
Bex finishes her talk, and it is announced by Adelaide, who then stands up and goes, Bex will be assigning your coteries to one of these errands. We need to know where this hospital is, what's going on at this church, and who Erasmus is. So you are dismissed for now, but please stay right outside until we've made those decisions.
I kind of turn to Churchill.
Miles comes out. Oh, we have.
No. We're just,
That's okay. Churchill is listening.
no hard feelings between us and Bex, right, on account of dropping her in the river. I mean, we didn't know what was going on.
On the contrary, I bet there are very hard feelings. Yeah. I wanted to be the person, as sheriff, it should have been me to assign this operation, but the prince has decided that Bex is going to take point. So if there is some specific skill or insight that you bring to investigating one of these places or things, you need to tell me now so we can make an argument to put you on it.
Okay.
Basically, maybe you guys don't have an opinion, or maybe you do, but they're going to send a coterie to look into the hospital issue. They're going to send a coterie to look into this church, and then they're going to send a coterie to go into the city and try to find a guy named Erasmus if they can. And Churchill tells you your coterie's been pulled because you guys are basically anarchs. Your clans and your powers match those of anarchs, so it'll be easy for you to pass as anarchs.
Okay. I mean,
When you see Miles popping out of the room, I got like a little bit of a pep in my step, like,
pretty exciting stuff, huh?
Right. Okay. So yeah, now you guys have kind of met together and you're kind of waiting, and you see some other groups of vampires kind of milling around in sort of the Blood Rave bar area of Elysium that's outside of that auditorium room, and you recognize some of the vampires. There's Roman, the guy that wears V-necks, the Nosferatu that wears V-necks, and it has a very positive attitude, especially when it comes to cocaine. And there is Laura, who's sort of the Toreador hipster goddess who ratted out Sabrina and Jen in our last episode. So they're there, and they have groups around them. There are. Let's see.
What was her name? The one that ratted us out?
Laura, and I'm not sure if Jen knows that.
I don't think
yet.
I do.
Yeah, but maybe she could find it out right now by just talking and milling around and speaking to people.
Curtis, Jen, I mean, lots of stuff to do on the old to-do list. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you make of the whole deal?
What do I make of it? What I'd like is for us not to get thrown into another fucking wasp's nest. Especially not since the person delegating our responsibilities is someone who thinks we tried to kill her.
Yeah.
And why did they have us come here separately
Huh?
with our sires? I don't understand why they called us separately. It feels like there's a wedge happening here.
Well, we're not technically in the same guilds or whatever the hell they call them.
What does that mean, Miles?
Well, we're not as much as we all live in the same house. You know, we're a new little family, as it were. We each have our own separate families. It's apart but together, you know?
Is the prince mommy now? In your new family?
Just as much as Jackson is daddy to old Curtis.
Hey. Hey, why should... There's nothing like the relationship that I see developing between you and the prince. Seems downright romantic.
Oh, no. I still have the memory of my sweet, jeez, what's her name?
Nance.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. You weren't really asking for it. You've forgotten her.
Who?
Nancy, of course. She's much too young for me, Curtis. Don't be silly.
Roman walks over to you guys and is like, hey, like, just so you guys know, like, we're probably going to take point on the church thing because that's, like, definitely a nest, you know? And they're going to need some firepower for that. And, you know, the Southside boys are up for that. So, you know, I don't know what you guys will be assigned to, but just so you know, I think that's what we're going to be doing.
Okay, Roman. Thanks. Thanks for the
How are
update.
you guys doing, by the way? Huh?
What house is Roman in?
So Roman is a Nosferatu. He is very muscular. He wears V-neck shirts, but his face and head are unfortunate. Of all the Nosferatu you've met, he looks the most like the guy from the movie Nosferatu. But in dim light, without a lot of lamplight, you might think he's a regular person, you know? So again, he's being very chummy and trying to make contact with you.
So how does that work? You just roll in there, try to flush him out, and start staking?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of waiting to be officially assigned to this, but it seems pretty clear. I mean, you're going to need a war party for this, and you know, my guys, we're the war party. So, you know, it's pretty much a done deal.
Oh, sure. Well, is it all these assignments are volunteer situations or something? Or...
They're tests. You haven't noticed that yet?
Oh,
They're always tests.
Yeah, sure.
They never stop testing us. It's great. I like it. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Is there anything you don't like, Roman?
Yeah, food now.
Good talk.
So
Is there anything, if just before Curtis, Jen, if we do have a say in the matter, maybe we can actually say, although we are from different houses, that we may want to work together on this. And if that's the case, we may want to make a play for something. Because as much as I, may try to be settling in here, I trust you guys more than any of these jokers.
I think they might be trying to throw us together anyway. But I don't know. Something tells me we're going to get the worst assignment.
Yeah, tends to be. I'd rather not do any of these if we had the choice, but if
I can put in a good word, I'm pretty close with the prince now.
Yeah, that seems to be. Did something change you want to tell us about, Miles?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
You've been weird for a little while now.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Really?
You didn't used to talk about him like this. I mean, we were in this together, right?
We still are.
It's like we're not going to let this change us that much.
Curtis, you drink blood in order to survive. You're changed.
I'm not saying I'm not changed, man.
I do think that if people have an opinion, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I think if you do have an opinion on your on the assignment you'd like, that is one idea. Miles could put in a word. So if there are other ideas for how you could get the assignment you want, but maybe you don't care, or maybe you just want to find out more about the assignments.
I got it all under control. I'm playing them just as much as they're playing me. Relax.
Seems doubtful.
All right. I want to talk to Churchill or Bex if she's around.
You may, and when you go to do that, I want Jen and Miles. They can make an insight roll, a wits plus insight roll.
Wits plus insight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what hunger level are we all at?
I think you're at 1 currently.
Okay.
You have been feeding. You have all established how you regularly feed.
2 successes for
2 successes.
Great. So as Curtis goes off to talk to somebody, to Bex or Churchill, you guys notice that Laura's coterie is kind of like looking over at you, and they're kind of snickering at you because they've been seeing you guys kind of bicker with each other. And listening. They've probably been listening too, because who knows what kind of extrasensory powers they have or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Curtis, who are you talking to? Bex is available, and so is Churchill.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go to Churchill.
Okay.
And so the 3 of us are going to get put on one of these jobs.
I think so. Yes.
And it's either a tracking job, find this Erasmus guy, or just case and possibly clean out this hospital if there's some bagging going on.
The hospital sounds like a bum detail to me, because either there's nothing going on, and then you've got to figure out which one of Pittsburgh's 26 hospitals it actually is, or there's an entire bagger coterie in there, and you've got to make sure they don't see you. You got to find evidence and get back to us. Yeah, it sounds like a bad detail.
So I would assume that that's the detail that we're going to be assigned.
Bex suddenly goes, "All right, I've decided." She walks forward and she's like, "Romans, coterie, you guys, I want you to check out the church. Laura, and your friends, I need you to try to find this Erasmus guy." And she goes, "And the old man, what's your name again?"
Miles.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you guys go check out Allegheny General. Now remember, we're just looking for evidence that the anarchs are there, and then we're coming back to Elysium. And you're going to report in every night. So if it takes you more than one night, that's fine, but you got to keep reporting back into us. But we need results fast, okay? This is war, all right? We are being invaded by a foreign power, okay? So I want results immediately. All right, good luck. And remember to follow the traditions. This isn't an excuse to break the masquerade.
All right.
She moves off to talk to the prince.
All right. Well, we got the short stick, didn't we?
It would seem so.
I need a brief out-of-character question.
Please, and
I
ask
know
as
it's
many
been-
of those as you like.
It's been clarified multiple times
Yes.
to date. What does the mission entail? One more time for old Tommy.
Yes. They think that there are anarchs in Pittsburgh.
Got it. There's Isthmus and then all that kind of stuff. But what is the hospital? One more time. We've got to go sniff out baggers. The baggers are there?
Yes. So there are anarchs in, they think Allegheny General.
Okay.
You got to go find
go-
proof that they're there
Yeah.
and come back. That's all.
Easy.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah, why, Curtis? Why are you so upset that this was the bad one? I mean, heck, confronting Isthmus or whatever the heck his name is—that's going to be tough. He could be a werewolf. Trust me, it's not fun to get your arm ripped off.
You don't have to tell me. You know, but this one's particularly tough and time consuming. I mean, we've got to check out to see if this is even a place, and if it is a place, once we find it, it's going to be swarming with hostiles.
Well, we
So-
don't have to do anything other than just report back and let Bex know what we saw. All right?
Or we don't have to do anything.
Huh?
Why are we going
Jen?
to? Why are we going to do? Is this going to be the rest of time for us, going off on errands, test after test? Is that really what you guys want to do?
Hey,
I grab her by the arm.
you're talking anarchy.
And then I'll just try to put a hand on his shoulder and just make eyes with her and just be like, also, people are listening.
Maybe let's have the rest of this conversation back at the hideout. We can look at some restoration hardware furniture online.
Anyways, is there some? Yeah, I say let's just spring into action, so to speak.
Yeah, right after Curtis said people are listening, Jen, you do get, you catch Miss Sonia's eye from across the room, and you realize that Elysium is the most dangerous place to express how you really feel about almost anything. So everybody can go back to the Haven if they'd like. But I just want to say that it's also completely valid to say, fuck this mission. We're going to do our own thing. But that would be, that's almost a decision you have to make together because you're all kind of intertwined now. So let me know once you get back to the Haven. Let's go ahead and set a new scene. We're now in the Haven. You've been discussing it already for hours. And you're getting to the point where you have to finally make a decision. So everybody say, if they were in an argument, what their last final point would be about how to approach the mission, why you're going on the mission, etc., or why you're not.
I think Miles at this point is going, something to the effect of, guys, we've been given a gift. This is the new lot in life. Who knows how long it'll last for, but at least now we've got a chance to prove ourselves within this whole racket. So then we can continue on being immortal. So this is just one step of many, and nothing's for free. And of course, you young whippersnappers would want it that way.
They want us to do a job, and if we don't do a job, then we're going to get killed. It's like we either got to prove ourselves valuable to them or they'll take us out. And if we walk away, they take us out anyway. Do we want to live with whatever comfort that they can offer? Do we want to walk away and it's our ass?
If you're asking me, I'd rather walk away.
Go where, Jen?
I don't know. But there's other places besides Pittsburgh. There's other places these anarchs are hanging out. We started this without allegiances to anyone.
And then what? Who are you going to feed on without stepping on toes of some other weird little vampire family. I bet Salt Lake City's got a pretty bad one too.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Are you saying you want to go and whoever these anarchs are, you want to join them or you want to strike out on your own? What are you saying?
Because that's what you'll be. You'll be branded an anarch. You know that, right?
I don't want to be under their thumb anymore. So if we're going to do this, I want a larger play. I want us to be working towards something, not just doing their bidding day in, day out. What kind of life is that? Is that what you want? To be under their thumb, at their mercy, test after test after test? What kind
I've
of
been
gift
under
is that?
someone's thumb my whole fucking life.
And now it's your chance to not be for once in your fucking life.
Miles, just to pop in, you actually are fine. You do, that is what you want. You want to just do what Adelaide tells you to do. It sounds like it sounds like that there's a real rift here. So I think that dice are going to have to come into play. I want Miles and Curtis to make rolls to convince Jen, and Jen can make rolls to convince them. And whatever happens in the roll, I'm not saying your character is mind controlled into doing their bidding, but whatever happens for this session, for this particular story, you go along with whoever wins in the rolls here. So
Manipulation.
yeah, because
plus
your character
persuasion.
might be more persuasive than their characters. You know what I mean? So let's see. I think that tell me what tactic you're using, and you're going to use your charisma or manipulation plus that tactic. So it sounded like Curtis was being intimidating because he was talking about how they'll destroy you if you don't do what they say. And Miles, it sounds like you were just being kind of persuasive.
Is
So
there
I think,
something within presence that can affect this? I don't really understand that
there
ability.
is. You have presence. So
But does
you
it
can
work on
use-
other vamps?
It does. It unfortunately does. And boy, Jen Brown's gonna really love it when she realizes you're using your powers on her.
Oh.
That's something that she's like really happy about, is when people use mind control against her and her friends. Okay. You can add your presence, which I think is 2, to your skill, any roll involving persuasion or performance, which this counts as. So you're adding 2 more die to this. So, and Jen, it sounds to me like you are also persuading. I really like your argument, though. It's really strong. So I think that you can use charisma or manipulation, whichever one you like. And then I think you're being a leader. I think you use leadership.
I don't have any leadership.
Oh, then I like your argument so much. Why don't you pick something that you think you have dots in, that you think you could use better?
And I also don't. And is it intimidation plus something? Manipulation?
Yeah,
or-
your manipulation would be fine, or your charisma.
Can you pair 2 attributes? Or is it an attribute plus a skill?
It's always an attribute plus a skill.
Okay. So then it would be persuasion probably.
All right, let's all roll. And this roll will
Okay.
determine if everybody's about... This roll is about to determine whether you're all going anarch
This is consequential. This is
or you're going on this this hospital milk run. Here we go.
Sorry, guys. I got RP. I'm RP and hard.
hell no.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a good
Always
argument.
RP. Always.
I'm probably not going to win, though, I'm guessing. It's too
I
good.
don't know.
Verfelm
Ver has been filmed.
Okay.
One
Has
has also
success.
been filmed.
So Curtis's argument that they're going to destroy us either way, and we got to do what they tell us. They've got us by the balls. His argument nets 1 success. Miles, how'd you do?
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. Miles is making the argument that, you know, the more successful you are on their missions, the more power, the more freedom they'll give you, and we could be gods, basically.
And with the like that presence, I'm like just sort of like calmly looking at Jen, be like,
It's not so bad.
yeah.
Just
In fact,
relax.
You know what happens with your awe power is anytime someone's in conflict, having an argument with their wife or a stranger on the street, they betray themselves in all kinds of ways. You know, they sweat, their heart gets faster, that they look agitated, and those are weaknesses. Those are chinks in the armor. But Miles is just perfect, smooth, beatific calm when he makes his argument. And so now it is Jen Brown's
coming
turn.
off as a nice father figure for you.
Yeah.
I got
Jen?
3 successes.
What? It's equal. So
Well, does Curtis and Miles combine though?
they are going to combine in this case. So it looks like you've been outvoted. But I want you to know, because you're going to go on the mission right now, but it doesn't mean that she can't keep acting counter to the mission or, go after her own agenda while she's doing it. It's just these guys you've been through a lot with have supernaturally, in one case, convinced you to
Can
go
I tell?
along.
I was so
By the way-
prepared for the other way. I thought that would have been so
same.
interesting. What a curveball that would have been. And also
Yeah.
just to see Jared sweat and be like, what the hell am I going to do now for an hour and a half?
It's okay. We can figure it out. Composure plus intelligence, please roll, Jen. I guess sometimes 2 attributes are linked. I never do that, but now I'm looking at official rules that immediately
Oh, really?
they immediately contradict me. But that's okay. Roll your
Because
composure.
I was
plus-
going to roll charisma plus intelligence for that roll that I did earlier, but
Yeah,
we don't have.
what?
We can.
You know what?
I'll leave it to
I'm
you.
not going to go back and let you roll
Okay,
that.
that's
I'm
fine.
just going to. I'm
That's
going to
fine.
change the official rule. Roll your composure plus your subterfuge to find out if you've been kind of supernaturally
Had.
hoodwinked.
Okay, let me see. 2 successes.
Yeah, you're absolutely sure that Miles put some sort of weird spell on you just now. I'm going to jump ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have been investigating Allegheny General Hospital for, let's see how many nights. It's been over a week.
What?
It is 8 nights you've been doing this.
And reporting to Bex every night, just letting her
And
know.
it has yielded nothing. You have seen no vampires go in or out, to your knowledge. You have seen nothing strange going on. We've established from our previous adventures that you guys have all kinds of ways you can get in and out of places. So you've been inside it. You've been through it. If you'd like, you can describe some of the things that you've done to me now while investigating this place. But just know that your investigation has yielded nothing. Right now, you're sitting in Miles's car in the parking lot, looking at how you have butt kiss for 8 nights of work.
This is a functioning hospital or an abandoned hospital?
This is a functioning hospital.
And we've been at this for like 8 nights and nothing. And they have not told us to move on.
They have not, but Bex has been insistent that, well, then if it's not Allegheny General, it's another place. At first she was like, have you checked this? Have you checked this? Have you checked this? Just about this place. And you realize also how infuriating it is that you don't have the whole day. You know, most people, they keep going into the evening, but you guys have to keep scuttling off back to Mexican war streets, an hour before dawn every night. And nothing is open. And this is the way that the life of a vampire can just kind of chip away at you instead of rip you open like it has been in our previous adventures. It's just chipping away at you. You're on this like milk run. You can't find anything. So Bex has said if you want, you can investigate the other hospitals, but you guys have no leads. You don't know what hospital the Anarchs in Detroit were talking about.
This is a bagger operation, correct?
That's what you think, yes.
So they are either unlikely moving blood in. You never know, but they're most likely moving blood out, which is what a hospital could do. So I think we should potentially identify what trucks are transporting blood and maybe follow a truck.
Yeah. So for Allegheny General, you have been kind of monitoring that, I think, and they have a daytime courier who brings in a lot of blood and a nighttime courier, and you checked him out. He seemed to be human. You checked him out from afar. You checked him out close up. You did all the kind of fun spy adventure stuff that you've been doing on your previous adventures.
We tailed a blood truck.
Have we tailed a blood truck? I think that you have. I think that. Let me put it to you this way, because 8 nights, like I said, 8 nights, guys. Let me put it to you this way.
Seen the phlebotomist or whatever, and been in the.
You think you might be at the wrong hospital. You think Bex and the people at Elysium were wrong. You've got to figure out which hospital these anarchs are really in. And to do that, you think you might have to start thinking like an anarch. So tell me, there are many hospitals in Pittsburgh, but tell me how you're going to find out the right one to go to.
Did Beck specifically say that she heard through her spying that it was in downtown?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And how many hospitals are downtown?
I'm on it.
What's that?
I'm on it.
There actually are a lot.
What was the descriptor that was given that made that vampire say it sounds like Allegheny?
Mason Auberger, who was the Malkavian Primogen, just said it's probably that one because it's run down and decrepit. And if you were going to run an operation where you had to take blood or steal things from the hospital, you probably want one that is like has a low budget, doesn't have a lot of security. That was basically what he was saying.
Well, there's Mercy Hospital just across the bridge.
There is. Thank you.
The Veterans Bridge.
Yeah, you mean it. And are there any places to eat near there?
Yeah.
Someone has Google open.
Well, Miles was born and raised in Pittsburgh, so he would know.
Yes, he would. In fact, Miles has a very specific relationship with hospitals, as we well know.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's been doing to his psyche to have to kind of spend so much time in one. And he has walked many times by people in different rooms who, women his wife's age who are dying.
What was her name again?
Nancy Curtis.
Yeah.
My sweet Nancy.
Mercy Hospital. So think if they're in a hospital, where would it be? One where security's light, or where they've turned people at the hospital.
Mercy's where Nancy got most of her treatment, actually.
Do you want to do some research about Mercy? It sounds like you're kind of you know that hospital, Miles. Maybe you guys could do some research or look up some things about it, or go over there and take a look at it.
If I could say that Mercy was the place where Nancy got her treatment, would I know that it's a fancy one or a medium one or a shite one?
You know that Mercy was recently it's an old hospital, but it was recently bought out by a big health system. It's now part of the UPMC health system, which is this giant state-of-the-art medical facility with several campuses downtown.
By the way, Sue is the name of my.
What? Who's Nance?
I don't know. I just looked at my character sheet.
I should make us all roll. Your head, man. I think you should roll humanity.
Oh.
Great.
I think you should roll humanity. No, actually, not roll humanity. I think that you actually roll humanity. It's however many humanity dots you have. This is not how the rule works exactly in the book, but I don't want to just give you a stain for forgetting your wife's name. But if you fail this roll, I am going to give you a stain for forgetting your wife's name.
Okay. I got 4 successes.
Okay. You don't get a stain yet for forgetting your wife's name, but
it does. I would say that this, I know I can't, I don't know what the rules are for breaking the sort of like spell that Miss Prince has on me, but it does make me go like, oh, that was so weird. Like I totally had a moment where I thought my name, my beloved ex-wife or dead wife's name was another name. Yeah, Miles kind of retreats and is just like, yeah, well, yeah, Mercy Hospital, that could be an option.
Okay. A massive health service. That seems like the kind of thing that, I don't know. It seems like the kind of thing that the Camarillas vamps normally have their claws in. Are there any hospitals outside of a giant health service organization like that within the downtown area?
I also wonder because obviously hospitals operate at all hours of the night. It's not like they shut down.
That's right.
So I don't know that they could go in incognito. I wonder if they would go in almost as there's no way for them to hide because there are people at all hours doing all sorts of things. So I wonder if there's some sort of, if they're using subterfuge of some kind to suggest that they have an illness or that they are, they're night shift workers or something. I wonder if there's some way we could look into people that have been...
Were there any particular things that might pertain, on the many nights that I spent the night sleeping in a chair with Sue in her bed,
right,
that I may have looked out the window and saw, like, I don't know, where certain trucks come in or where this floor certain things happen.
Yeah, I think you're gonna recall something. You're gonna try to right now. It's so hard to remember Sue. It's so hard to remember her. But I think an intelligence roll, and then if you want to add medicine to it, because maybe you picked up a little bit of medicine while you were spending those many months with Sue in the hospital.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Picked up 2 pips.
I think everything about health insurance because you were struggling to pay it. I think you learned I think you taught yourself everything about health insurance and what kind of medicine she needed for her cancer. And how did you do just now?
It's only a one success. What's the deal with willpower and how you can like re-roll?
Yeah, so you'll spend a point of willpower and then you'll re-roll all of the dice that aren't hunger dice.
Roll the failed dice that aren't hunger dice?
The failed dice, yes.
Doesn't really.
You can keep the success you already have. Thank you. Up to 3 dice. Up to 3 dice.
Okay. Here we go. An additional success, so 2 successes total.
2 successes. Okay, I'm gonna say that you remember something that feels significant to you, which is that when Nance had to go from a surgery, Sue. Oh, I'm doing it now. They took you down in an elevator into tunnels underneath the complex, and they took you like many blocks through Pittsburgh beneath the ground to a whole other part of these medical campuses. And so it felt like, you remember thinking for a moment, just as Miles, before he became one of the kindred, that like, wow, all of these hospitals here in this UPMC complex are all kind of like, all these buildings are like connected by these tunnels underground.
Oh yeah. So you're talking about, from Crawford Roberts to West Oakland kind of thing.
All the way from Crawford Roberts to West Oakland. I mean, Primonti Brothers is right there. I don't know.
Up to Shady Side. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You could maybe. Well, I don't know if you could get all the way to Shady Side. I mean,
well, there's a UPMC building up there.
Oh, well, I don't know if there's a tunnel that goes all the way there, but there are definitely these distinct medical campuses are linked with infrastructure underground.
Yeah.
All right.
They're all connected.
Okay.
Well, that's promising. All we need is evidence. We don't need to make contact. If we see anyone creeping around down there, but how do we get in and out without being noticed?
How do we propose we get down there?
We steal a doctor's coat.
Some scrubs.
Are you driving over to UPMC Mercy?
Maybe. We might have to go to a place something first in order to prepare for a certain plan. I wonder, would I know what my wife had been going through cancer treatment, what other types of, do we just go through those tunnels willy-nilly, or is it a certain thing? Like what would warrant someone going down there, I guess, and then maybe we can try to either fake it or emulate it, or I don't know.
Well, it would be someone that needed transported between two places. So the reason your wife needed transported was because she was staying at the women's hospital, but then she needed to go over to the cancer center. So, because she was getting surgery in one place and she was eventually getting chemo in the other place. So, that's the reason. If someone needs to see two different specific specialists, that's why they would have to. There's a women's hospital, a children's hospital, a clinical laboratory. You guys can probably just look this up on your phones. I mean the characters. A clinical laboratory for, sometimes they would even send the patients over there to get tests. There's the UPMC Mercy, the old hospital that's been refitted with a modern makeover. And there's a blood center.
There's a blood
center, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, is this insane? To literally remove, to like gravely wound one of us?
Huh.
Like to fucking cut out my liver.
And rush you there?
And rush me there, and then,
when the timer's right, I'll chomp someone and regrill it or whatever the heck it is.
A car pulls up beside yours.
Glance over.
It's running, its lights are on, and you look over, and TJ Cope is in the
TJ.
and he's like,
This may be exactly who we
We
want.
want to talk to you, gentlemen and lady.
hi.
Ladies.
Beck says you're off the job.
Wait, what?
Great.
You're off the job.
Well, hold on.
You already find them already?
No, we didn't find anything. We're going to put someone else on this. They're probably going to put me on it.
No.
Great for you, promotion for
close.
TJ.
TJ,
What?
Jen, she doesn't mean that. She doesn't mean that. Look, just give us one more night to prove that we can do this, TJ.
All right, I'll tell her what you said.
And you know what, good buddy? We could actually use your help.
No, you guys are fuck ups. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you hurt my chances. No.
You don't understand, sir. We could use your help.
I'd like to use my presence on him.
Great. Wow, that was a very dramatic use of it. Manipulation plus presence. You could actually do manipulation plus persuade and then add your presence dots if you'd like. And he's going to resist.
I do like. Interesting. 5 successes, 2 criticals, result messy critical.
Oh, this is the perfect moment for a messy critical too. Messy critical means you succeed. You succeed so well that the beast kind of roars inside of you, Miles. And it's not enough to just succeed here. You have to be the dominant predator in this situation. You have to squash the little bug in some way. And I'll leave it up to you how you do that. But he is completely enthralled with you and suddenly like...
Yeah, good boy. See, what's going to happen here, TJ, is you and us, we're all going to work together. And you're going to get us down into the basement at UPMC Mercy, you understand? You want to be a good little boy and do that?
I mean, I could try, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I know I asked you this before and you said no, but are you thirsty at all?
Well, normally TJ would resist this, but your messy critical means that he's like, Yeah, Miles. I'm a little bit parched.
Ah, oh, yeah, just you're gonna help us out.
And I sort of casually ask for Kruger's knife to be put in my hand. Don't you have? Are you always carrying a knife? And then
You help us out, and I'm happy to help you out too, buddy.
He's getting out of his car. He's moving. Yeah, he's moving
just
toward
reach it
your
out.
car.
Just reach it out across the window into his little. Yeah.
I'm
Starts
keeping a
drinking
lookout
from
for
your wrist.
oncoming traffic.
Yeah. Give me a rouse roll, Miles Vanderbuck. A rouse roll because you are spending some of your precious vitae.
Okay, that's just like roll one dice. Roll one die. Success.
Okay, you do not gain any more hunger. And TJ is kind of like looking a little bit sheepish as she wipes his mouth later. And he's like, okay, I'm a cop. Let's try this. What do we do?
Well, we could be witnesses in an investigation you're doing. Then maybe you need to see some patients or someone in the morgue, something like that. We would like to get into the blood building.
All right. Yeah, follow me. And he gets into his car and he starts driving. It's not far.
I lean back.
As you will.
Before we drive off,
Yeah,
it's just the three of us in the car, right? In Miles's car.
sounds like, yeah.
I know narratively I know chronologically I rolled the dice about the presence thing, knowing the presence thing earlier.
Yeah.
But could I say that like seeing him do it again is what makes me realize that he did it on me?
I think that's narratively exactly what happens. Yes, that
Okay.
sounds good.
So I assume I'm sitting in the back seat.
Not knowing that, I look at Jen like, oh, pretty good, huh? Like thinking I'm above
Taking
everybody.
my knife back. And
Yeah.
So about a week ago when we were talking about this and I said I didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
you convinced me, which is funny because I really fucking hate these people.
Uh-huh.
What did you do, Miles?
I just gave you a sound argument, Jen.
Did you use your fucking bullshit on me?
What bullshit? I'm an old man.
What you just did to him?
I scared that little pipsqueak because he's
Jen gets out of the car and slams the door and just starts walking down the street.
We're driving.
No. Jen asked if we could not have driven away yet, and I said yes. So,
Okay.
True.
Jen, yes, you're off. You're in the wind. And the gentlemen can do what they like.
Okay, so I'm looking out the window. I'm just like, God damn it. Do I know what he did?
No, I mean you never asked for a roll.
Right.
And
okay, can I like equations? Like, is it all coming together?
will Curtis
Can I-
get a light bulb above his head?
Yeah.
Can I throw out and you can say you don't want to do this? Just like,
don't lose TJ. I'll meet you at the hospital.
and I'll like hop out and waltz after Jen.
Yeah, that sounds fine if that's okay with Curtis.
I'm just like in the car now.
Yeah, right. Aren't you driving or is this my car?
Ruby's in the back seat. I just like, what the fuck?
The only thing I'll bring up, Curtis, in terms of your decision making, is that the player Ross, have shown me that Curtis does want to work for Churchill Jackson, prove himself to the hierarchy, and you're losing that chance right now. Jen is fucking it up.
Oh yeah, like my instinct is to go after her and clean up that mess.
Let me figure it out. Just don't lose TJ.
Your dog's gonna fucking wait for you, just like mine is. And I like, Ruby, stay. And I get out of the car and run after Jen.
Then I hop into the front seat and I tail TJ.
Great. Boy, I think I want to see what happens to Miles and TJ
Sure.
first. Miles, a couple minutes later,
I guess it's Miles and Ruby and TJ because
Yeah.
the dog's in the back seat, right?
Yeah. Ruby's just sitting there, and when you look at her, Miles, she has like kind of like a disappointed look on her face.
Oh, well. Dogs can peer through the windows of the soul.
They can. TJ gets out and he's like,
My familist is right back there.
Yeah.
"Where are the other two?"
They're going to meet up with us later. We got word that there's something else going on.
Well, you've already been given all night. We got to act on this if we're going to
It's you and me, TJ. What's the big problem? We're buddies, right?
Of course. I'm trying to help you, Miles. I mean, like, you and I, we get each other, right?
You're damn straight.
Like, there's a
TJ.
chance, that, like, the prince likes you. Like, the prince could give you the go-ahead,
Yeah.
to bring me up,
And if it happens, Tej, do you want it to happen with Churchill or the prince? You want to be royalty?
I want to be royalty.
Exactly.
You're fucking right, I do.
You're damn straight.
I've been busting my hump too many fucking years to not be royalty, okay?
Oh God.
I'm smart. They know that I'm smart.
I
You're
forgot
a
about
genius.
Churchill's ghoul.
So
Yeah.
are we doing this now, or are we waiting on them?
I look around. Do I see any sign of them?
You see no sign of them.
Say we're doing this now.
All right, I'm gonna put you in the cuffs, but don't worry, I'll let you out if you just give me a signal. And puts you in the cuffs, and now he's dragging.
This is when you're a vampire. It's the power, baby. The power.
He's dragging you toward the morgue, and he throws open the doors, and like this, like fat, kind of like desk sergeant or not desk sergeant. Jesus Christ, it's a hospital. This desk clerk in scrubs is like, "Oh, hey," and he's like, "I've got a witness here that needs to look at the stiff that was brought in earlier today." And the guy's like, "Oh, yeah, all right." TJ's flashed his badge, and then you guys are in the morgue. But you're not just in the morgue. You notice that as you walk out of this little kind of lobby area, this kind of little entrance area, there is a long corridor stretching in either direction with like a turn up ahead. And then there's a door right there that says, UPMC, morgue. And Cope is like, "Okay, now where are we going?"
We gotta find the blood building.
All right. And he starts going over and looking at like a directory on the wall. You guys both look at it, and you think you're fairly certain you know how to get to the blood bank. And again, it's like one of these tunnels where you're kind of going underground beneath like streets above you. And soon you come to like this big glass double doors with key card slots and things like that on them.
In the movie, it's a lot of shots of like dress shoes on like polished floors.
Right. It is. Yeah.
Sorkin walk and talk without the talk.
Yeah. And TJ's like, are you gonna
Oh, right.
Do hashtag get pink.
yeah, give me the rouse roll.
I was too titillated
And-
about earlier rolls.
Okay.
Total failure. But what does that mean? I get a hunger or something?
That just means you get a hunger. Yeah. So getting pink caused you to get a hunger. And TJ's like, "Well, we can't get in. I don't have a key card or whatever."
Let me take a look at it.
I just peer over to what kind of lock it is.
Okay. And it's a key card lock. Someone has to like take their ID on their little like zzz, zzz, and like boop, and then they can go in. You think probably during the day that is not the case, but maybe at 2 a.m, which is what it is right now, that is the case.
Is it something that I could even conceivably manage my way around with a technology repair role of some kind? Or is that like, do I need hacking equipment and all that kind of stuff?
I think it's going to be really tough. I think I would ask for 4 successes, and you would need to have tools with you. Does Miles have tools with him?
No, sir.
Okay. TJ looks at you and goes, "Well, this was not a very good plan." Meanwhile,
okay.
you are running down the street after Jen Brown,
Hey!
Curtis.
Hey, and just like, Jen.
What?
See if I can catch up to her. What the hell are you doing? You want to get yourself fucking killed? What are you doing?
Do you know what he did?
I'll can I roll to know if I know what you did?
Do you want to roll?
I mean,
Because I think that you could. I think you would know it. I think at this point you would
I think
know.
I've intuited it. Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me. Yeah, I know what he did. All right.
He did that to me, Curtis.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I'm not saying it's not fucked up, but it's, goddamn it, it's for your own good. I know what it's like. You think? Look, when I was in the service, everybody talks a big game, but you don't think I didn't want to like just leave base, like fuck off, do whatever, because I was fucking scared. I was scared all the fucking time, but I knew that if I walked off, I'd get arrested or shot or worse, and that's what's gonna fucking happen to you. Just because you don't like following orders doesn't mean that it's not the best thing to do at the time. Okay, you're not powerful enough to survive out here. None of us are. We got to play their game for a little while, okay? If you walk away from this, you're fucked. And maybe we're fucked too. And your friend is definitely fucked because they'll use her to get to you.
I fucked over Sabrina. She might be better off dead. Look, you say we're playing their game for a while? How deep in do you think Miles is? He's changed, Curtis. You know he's changed. Something happened with him and the prince. He's not who he used to be.
Yeah, he's changed.
Look, I'm not trying to get you killed. I'm not trying to die either. But I'm also not trying to be under the fucking thumb of the fucking prince.
You know what I don't want to have happen here? If you walk out, they're gonna fucking send me to take you in.
And then what are you gonna do?
Don't make me have to make that choice. Don't make me even have to think about that.
Meanwhile, all right, below Mercy Hospital. I want to know what your plan is, Miles. It doesn't look like you can break into the blood bank easily. So, is there some other kind of plan you'd put into place here? TJ's looking to you for leadership.
Yeah. It's a silly question, but are there air vents above?
Interesting. Well, let's find out.
We got aliens your way in.
There are not air vents above you. Or if they are, they're well hidden and covered in drywall and infrastructure.
I'm going to use
as you guys are talking, a nurse comes by. She brushes past you and then back, down the hall toward another part of the medical center.
I nudge TJ and I gesture over with my head to the nurse. I'm not going to speak for the cop.
Get her to get us through there.
Are you serious?
You're
You
a
want
cop.
me to tell her to just open the blood bank for me?
And then we need.
I can't lose my badge, Miles. Okay, that is how I'm useful. Do you understand? The hierarchy needs the badge. Okay, it's an important part of what I do for you guys.
Fine. And I break free the cuffs.
Okay. Oh yeah, you have potence, right?
Well,
do you want to snap them, or do you want to tell him right now to unlock them?
I don't want to waste whatever's quickest.
I think that he quickly unlocks them for you.
Okay. And I'd like to walk quick. I'd like to slip off my shoes so they don't make any noise. And I'd like to walk quickly up behind this nurse. grab him or her. Is it just? Wait, hold on. It's just us three in this hallway, right?
That's true. Yes. Actually, wait.
Oh well, this may have changed then.
Actually, there's someone else now coming by. There's someone else coming down the hallway that you and TJ originally came from the morgue. Kind of a big guy in kind of like scrubs of an orderly is moving that way.
I'm hoping that I would like to grab this nurse, put him or her, I don't know if it's
a
female,
her,
and take her into a corner, a crevice, another door or something, and chomp her.
Okay, I need wow.
So that the other person's not gonna see.
Okay, here's what I want. I want a brawl roll, and then I want a stealth roll.
Okay. Is it just brawl or brawl plus something?
It is. It'll be your dexterity plus brawl.
Okay, the brawl roll with 2 hunger is 1 success.
1 success. You are noisily,
I was only rolling 2 dice.
You are noisily. Well, actually, I don't know if you're noisily yet, but you barely have a hand on her, and you've kind of pulled her into like a dark alcove. It's like it's not even much of an alcove. It's like where there's like a water fountain. Do you know what I mean? And like a hand sanitizer station, but it does like kind of pull you back from the main hallway a little bit. There's shadow here. And you have her.
Unless it was strength plus brawl, or no, it was dexterity plus brawl.
Oh, well, in that case, it was dexterity. But now that you have her, maybe you can keep her with strength, right? And so, are you going to give me that stealth roll to see how loud it was?
Yes. It's what? Stealth plus
dexterity again, please.
2 successes.
Okay. Let me see something.
Out of 3 dice.
So the woman in your arms is, she looks like a handsome woman in her 40s in like, one of those nurses uniforms that's like all rainbowy kind of like colors all the way down it. And she looks terrified and her eyes are really wide. And suddenly you hear, "Hey!" And a man comes running down the hallway, and you hear TJ go, Miles! And your stealth roll was not quiet enough. So are you going to try to hide again, or like go over or bite her now? Because the other gentleman that was entering the hallway was coming from the other direction is coming now. I need to know what roll you're going to do to handle this situation.
When you bite, do they go into a trance or unconscious?
They do. They get the ecstasy of the kiss, and
I'd like to quickly kiss her.
Okay.
Give her a good suck.
Yes.
Do I take off a hunger? Because I'm not going to kill her. I just want to.
Oh, I think that you don't have brutal feed, which is like this power where you just suck the blood out of them in like 2 seconds. You are just kind of getting your fangs into her. Okay.
By the time he arrives.
And he arrives.
Okay.
And I want to tell you what happens next. Well, what are you going to do? No, I want to know what you're going to do first. Tell me what you're going to do.
I'm going to attack. I'm going to punch him.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what happens. You start feeding on this woman. This guy comes around the corner. He's big. He's kind of fat with a goatee. He's balding. And his skin is paper white.
Yeah.
And you hear TJ behind him go, "He didn't get pink."
TJ's aware of the...
He's aware of the hashtag.
Yeah.
We worked with Corky before, so we know some of the vernacular going in.
So now let's go back to Curtis and Jen. Curtis has just said that if it came down to it, he would have to bring you in, Jen, and we need to resolve this. And we can resolve it by, I just want to say everything's on the table. Jen could continue to walk off into the night, or she could decide that her friends have just become more dangerous than her enemies. I think it's in your field right now. The ball's in your court.
I asked him what he would do if they asked him to go after me. What would you do, Curtis? Would you do it?
Would you don't make
Would you
don't make me make that choice? All right.
Would you do it? You said that you stayed on that base out of fear. You're listening to them out of fear. There are worse things than dying, Curtis. We've seen a shit ton of that since all this happened to us. I'm not saying I'm not willing to play the game, but not forever. I can't do this forever.
Just give it a few more nights. If we can just work our way up, things are going to get better for us. Everything's not going to be such a fucking crazy decision, okay? And as messed up as what he's done. Right now he's alone.
He made that choice. And you can make yours.
You want me to just walk away?
I'm not saying you have to right now. I'm not saying you have to right now. I'm asking you. You're giving me excuses right now. You're saying they'll make life better for us. I don't want them to get to decide.
You're not going to get to make any choice at all. All right? If you walk away from this now, you might as well just stay out here until the fucking sun comes up.
I'm not
right
saying
now we got
no.
a job to do. Come on.
Jen backs up a little bit.
It's time to make a decision.
I'll be at the Haven. I'm not going to do anything tonight, but I'm not going after Miles. And she starts walking.
She does, and we will see her in just a little bit.
Drama!
It's also the first time a player was like, "No, I'm not doing the scenario," and I've been like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, let's just say goodbye to Jen Brown for just a little bit, and let's just find out what's happening with Curtis. Curtis, are you going to go help Miles, or are you going to continue to run after Jen? What are you going to do?
I think I'm struck by just how strong her will is, and I'm beating myself up. It's like I don't want to face this right now. I'm just like, it's like fine. And I turn and I run towards the hospital.
Okay, great. Yeah, so it's gonna take you a little bit. But I'm gonna leave you as you start to run past Miles's car, and you see like Ruby like looking at you in the back window with her tail wagging, like yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Cool.
Oh, it's so good.
WillPottorff.com. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Okay, so you can grab Ruby if you want, but let's go back to Miles and TJ Cope. Miles, you see this guy standing in front of you, and he's you think he's Kindred. He's as white as a sheet.
I notice it for a second and then move to pounce. I think I'd like to, rather than just punch him into oblivion, I'd like to work on, at least initially, grappling him and fixing him so that he and I can have a chat.
Okay, great. You're fighting with a guy. I just want to say, I just thought of the actor that I think he looks like, which is Ethan Suplee. And you are going to make a strength plus brawl roll to get him into that grapple. And he is going to also make a strength plus brawl roll to do things to you.
All right.
And let's see.
It's Ethan Suplee versus Nick Nolte.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
So, brawl. Can I add my potence?
Yes, you can and you should.
Did I get one hunger off, or no? I don't have slurp mode activated.
You do get a hunger off. Actually no. I'm sorry. You don't have brutal feed. I don't think you had enough time to really feed.
Totally fine. Understood.
You do not get a hunger off. Sorry.
Oh!
How'd you do? What did you do?
I got a. You probably won't be able to see it. A messy critical again.
Oh.
You again got a messy critical?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the rules of the
I'm
messy
hot
critical.
tonight, baby.
It's not enough for you to win, to succeed. You've got to make him pay. You got to make him pay. You got to make him know that he's a bug and you are the foot. So you let me know how you're doing that. Suffice to say, you do yank his arm around his back and you have him in whatever kind of hold you want.
Yeah.
You describe it. You describe it.
I would like to, so if I see him, I realize him and realize he's there, and I just sort of like lunge at him, pounce, we're grappling, and somehow I'm around him, and I sort of lean back, and now we're lying on the ground in that shot. Have you seen the movie No Country for Old Men when Sugar strangles the guy and there's all the scuff marks on the floor? It's like that. But then as he's struggling, I just, in order to really make him pay on the messy critical, I grab his ear and rip it off.
Oh, fuck. Okay, you grab his ear and you rip it off, and instead of an explosion of blood, there is nothing. It's like ripping off the ear of a corpse. And you've got this huge guy on top of you, but you've got him in like this controlled hold. And you tell me, you know what? I'm going to say a messy critical means you continue to decide what's happening next. Tell me what's happening next.
Well, with him on my back and him on me, I scoot back into the closet where the female nurse is.
Right.
And I shut the door.
It was an alcove. There's no door. It's like a water fountain alcove. But I tell you what does happen now is Cope comes around the corner. He's got his gun drawn. And he's like, Jesus, fuck, Miles.
I throw him the ear and say,
Here, souvenir. Now keep an eye out for anything that comes this way.
And he's kind of like looking around for someone coming.
And I asked this guy that I'm sort of grapple with. I'm like,
You're exactly who I wanted to see. Now you're either going to tell me whatever the hell I want to know, or I'm going to take you and force it out of you.
Oh, fuck you. You're ripping another ear off?
Sure. That's not what I was thinking, but I like that idea, Jared.
Oh, okay.
Taking ears, baby.
Oh no.
We know this is a goddamn blood bank. And we know what you're doing. Who the hell is O'Reilly
Auto parts. No.
Who the hell is Erasmus?
Fuck you.
I grab his jaw on the fuck you. I'll grab it and I go,
What?
who the hell is Erasmus?
Okay, he's gonna try to this round. He's gonna try to break free.
Okay.
You're gonna try to make him pay for it. Is that right?
I'm threatening to remove more pieces.
You want to intimidate then?
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna try to break free, but if you're intimidate gets more successes than his like strength roll to break free, then I'm going to allow you to break his will here.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right.
I'm
here we
assuming
go.
it's intimidation, maybe plus composure. That would be cool.
I think it is composure actually, because I think you are like cool as a cucumber, like a commando that's been through too much shit.
Hell yeah, I'm Vampire Jack Reacher.
Yes, right now you are.
I'm gonna drink your blood from a boot. Tom Cruise, baby. Tom Cruise.
How'd you do?
4 successes.
He got 3. So he knows, he feels like ligaments start to pop in his jaw, and he goes, I'll take it to him. I'll take it to him. I'll take it to Erasmus.
I let the jaw go.
You'll take me to him.
Yeah, you want to see Erasmus?
Is he
I'll
here?
take you to him.
Is he here in the hospital, or is he somewhere else?
He's somewhere else. He's at the next communion. I can take you there though. I can take you there.
All right. I grab him. I sort of get up and let him up. I say, I look at him, hopefully still intimidatingly. I say,
No funny business.
and then I gesture for TJ to come over.
So give me the cuffs.
TJ comes over and is like,
Yeah, cuff this dude.
yeah, he cuffs him.
And then I put my hands behind my back because we got to maintain the ruse on the way out. I said, cuff, me too.
Yeah, he cuffs you.
And I pop my head back to the nurse lady and say, have a nice night.
She is kind of like shaking in a corner, like she doesn't know what happened. And,
is there anything that I could do to like, what am I vampire? Am I Men in Black her in some way or no?
You can't make her erase her memory, but I'm going to tell you, TJ right now is walking up to her, and unless you want to stop him, he goes, police business. Sorry, ma'am. We were trying to limit your exposure to a dangerous man. Oh, he got 3 successes. So he's kind of smoothing that over for you. And she's like shaking her head. And now TJ is walking with you and the big guy. And he whispers very quietly to you, like, I hope there weren't any cameras taking in that little scene, Miles.
Yep, same here. It's the trouble of doing business in 2020.
You guys move out to the lobby where you see Curtis outside the glass. He's got actually, Curtis, I don't mean to know but you, but as a vampire, you probably are just like,
Oh, great.
a thin blood might be panting, but
Sure.
you're just kind of like, and you were kind of trying to figure out how to get in. And now Miles, TJ, and this huge guy are coming out of the hospital.
Yeah, I'm very confidently. Miles saunters up to you and says,
why don't we get in the car and take a ride?
And I'd like to gesture for TJ to undo my cuffs.
Yes, and Curtis, I just want to mention that you noticed that this guy is missing his ears currently.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's like,
I say to TJ,
Hey, buddy, good work back there. If Curtis doesn't really appreciate you in the long run, just so you know, there's always a little bit more love on some of the other coteries.
So,
do I hear this?
yeah, I mean, I guess you do. And I also
I mean,
want
I
you to know.
basically.
I don't think Miles is even trying to hide it. He's getting brazen. He's getting cocky.
I think that you notice that TJ now is kind of like, sure, well, this guy just better know something, okay? It's starting
you know
to
what?
wear
I'm
off.
not gonna keep you in the dark. I'll let you know.
Great. Let's take him back to Elysium, I guess, if no one's going to stop us.
No one does appear to be stopping you, and as you guys get in the car and start to drive off,
with this guy in the back.
yeah,
Yeah, and
he
I was
goes.
like,
He
and
says,
there's room for
Elysium?
For one more.
I thought you wanted to go. I thought you wanted to see Erasmus.
That's what we're gonna do. My friend Curtis here, he wasn't
Oh
all
no!
caught up.
Fuck no! No! Don't do this to me.
Don't worry.
They're gonna fucking stake me out for the sun. Look,
Don't-
I can get you a meeting with Erasmus. You don't understand the stuff he's up to, man. He's got big plans, and you can be part of it. You don't have to be their slave anymore. You don't have to be their dog. Do you understand? There's enough for everyone now. There's enough for everyone, and we all get to be part of it. We all get to be part of it. Let me take you to Erasmus. Just hear what he has to say.
Well,
Just hear what he has to say.
yeah, I can't.
There's enough time. There's enough time tonight. Just listen to what he has to say.
I think Miles can rationalize with himself that he could get a bigger reward with a bigger prize, but brought back to the prince. But I don't know if that requires any type of anti-mind power roll.
This guy's not using any mind powers on you, and
No, but my blood bond with the prince or whatever. Like I can think that this is going to be a good thing, but I can also see how this would be like, no, I've been told to report, but only by Bex I've been told to report.
That's right.
I want to. I'm in tatters. Do we have?
And why, oh,
can
go
I
ahead.
say? Can I say that we've got Can I say that we've got steaks in the car?
If
There
you,
were-
I
yeah.
have steaks on me, my man.
Okay, good.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
them in your inventory?
Yeah, I remember the one session when it was my solo. I was making mahogany steaks.
That's
Oh, yeah,
right.
that's
Okay,
right.
Even
yeah,
like
he's
shoulder harness.
He's
ulcers.
got them.
You have one nice piece of furniture after all. Okay. Like, so yeah, Miles, steak.
What are you doing?
Wait, hold on, Curtis. You're not gonna
You're
ice
just
this
throwing
guy.
away your freedom, you know? They tell you where to go. They tell you where to sleep. They tell you where to feed. You guys, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that.
I like some people. Of course, you'd want to shortcut the rules, man. Is
Someone is
people of a
approaching the car.
Come on,
TJ
drive,
goes,
Curtis.
someone's approaching the car.
Are we
Why-
parked or are we in the parking lot? or are we-
You're in Miles's car. They pulled up to
It's my car.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
No, it could
I'm-
be TJ's if you'd rather. Tell me now.
I'm
Is it
driving.
TJ's?
Let's
Okay,
get
it's
out of here.
Miles's.
But are we at a stoplight or in a
No.
parking lot?
You
was still
guys
a
were
hospital.
in the parking lot of the
Okay.
hospital.
I'd like to drive, and I might want to make a stop. I go, oh yeah, well, where's Jen?
Yeah, about that. Jen's having a crisis of conscience.
Let's talk to Jen for a minute. I do want to talk to Jen right now.
Hello.
Jen, what did you do? Did you go back to the Haven? Did you do something else? Anything is a valid answer. Tell me what Jen Brown would do, what she did.
Do I still have access to that apartment?
You absolutely do.
I think I would go there. I think I would open up Sabrina's correspondence with that guy, whose
Yeah.
name I forget.
Um,
Otto? that right?
Yeah, I think I dropped his name, but I don't know if your character learned it. I accidentally dropped his name as the storyteller. I'm not sure if you learned it, and he would have been
Oh, yeah.
using some sort of handle online. But you could still try to communicate with that account if that's what you're hinting at.
Yeah, I guess I wanted to get information, like be able to trace the IP or something like that. Do
Yes.
hacky gen things
Yeah,
that Ashley
okay.
doesn't actually understand?
No, I think that you should do hacky gen things, and I think that this would be, in the show, it would be like this moment of like, what's she doing? When you like immediately go to the message of a guy who you guys thought was a vampire hunter, and you look up, and now I will say that. This could be extraordinarily difficult. This could be almost impossible. But what I'm saying is it's going to be maybe a job that takes you several nights. Are you going to begin working on it now?
I guess I wanted to just sort of see what was immediately available. I don't think I actually want to break my word to Curtis. I do think I want to be at the Haven when they get back.
Okay. Well, you can start kind of trying to connect or hack this person's account and see where you get. Would you like to do that?
Sure.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a intelligence. Actually, let's do wits plus technology roll, and if you succeed, you will have made some sort of breakthrough tonight. If you do not, you've gotten nowhere.
I also would like to, and this is okay if it changes the difficulty, but I'd like to hide my tracks. Like, I really don't want there to be a way that someone could find out what I'm searching for.
It does change the difficulty. I think that for all of that, I need 4 successes.
We'll see if you get them. You do, in fact.
Whoa!
Okay.
Awesome.
So, you've been working for a long time, and then you stop, and you're realizing that you can already feel like hunger coming on you again. That the damnable hunger that like just kind of eats at you all the time, and you realize that they'll be arriving at the Haven soon, and you've got to get back. And then as you start to away from the workstation, suddenly, ping! you get a chat request from that account. And that is where we are going to end it tonight.
Oh man!
Jen Brown has a chat request from Vampire Hunters, while Miles and Curtis and TJ Cope have taken an Anarch hostage. Well, thank you guys for rolling with that one. That had like some investigative stuff in it, and boy, you made it interesting and fun. How you feeling?
That was like my favorite one yet. I think. That was
Really,
great.
that's great.
Oh God, Curtis is really having a long dark night of the soul.
I know, poor Curtis.
Yeah, he's in
tearing me apart. Yeah.
Mom and Dad are fighting, and he's in the middle. He could go either way.
Oh.
I'm a company man. I love knowing my place in the union and the company and stuff. So this Bruja is all about it.
I'm going to just sit around figuring out ways to handle the fact that the whole coterie is splitting in different directions, but I want you to keep doing it because I think it's so fun and interesting. I mean, if you think your character would, stay true to your character because I'm loving this inner coterie conflict. Well, I'm going to thank my players again. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you back here next week. Ross, Ashley, and Thomas, thank you guys. Stay pink. And I'm going to hang out for just a little bit if anybody has a question or something they'd like to let me know. I want to remind everybody that we have another show at 2 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. It is called The Neptune Society, and it is a Call of Cthulhu 7th edition game that has a rotating cast of all of our really funny, interesting, smart friends who are good at role-playing. And they are engaging in 19th century Call of Cthulhu adventures. The idea behind the entire campaign is that every couple adventures, it jumps forward a couple years. So we started in 1837. We're now in 1852, and we're doing part 2 of an adventure taking place in Africa, the Eldritch continent. So please tune in on Sunday, 2 p.m. for that. Guys, donate to Join Campaign Zero. It's really important to all of us here at the Stream of Blood. I have a question from Will Pottorf, our amazing artist who did that incredible Curtis. I'm going to call it a pin-up because I would want to tape it inside my locker. Have you played any of the other World of Darkness expansions like Geist or Promethean? I never got to play Geist, but I did run a Promethean Chronicle for a little bit. Promethean, if you don't know, is the game where you play golems. You play Frankenstein-like creatures. In fact, one of the types you can play is literally someone who's been stitched back together and ignited with electricity, but others are like actually made out of clay, like the traditional Jewish golem. There are other types, Galateaids or like Galatea from mythology. Anyway, I played a campaign of that, a chronicle of that, and it was so fun. It's weird though. It's like it's got a lot of weird powers, weird rules, and the monsters you fight are like these mockeries of your characters. It's insanely cool, and I would love to get that on the stream sometime. I'm a fan of all the World of Darkness games. I'm obsessed with all of them. So anytime I can play any of them, I want to do it. How much rewriting have you got to do now that Jen has gone rogue and has defined the coterie? Well, I think Clint, my secret storyteller who helps me out and is feeding me cool ideas the entire time we play, he and I try to hold the story lightly, not hard, and we try to make soft plans, not hard plans. So if anything, I see Jen going Anarch as an opportunity. And, if you guys tune in 10 episodes from now, this might be a coterie of Anarch vampires. So I'm excited about that possibility. And then you'll get to see a whole different side of the world. And, good Lord, a different side of Pittsburgh really is the more important thing. I chose Pittsburgh because I've spent time there. I've spent quite a bit of time there. I was born in Morgantown, West Virginia, which is about an hour and a half away. And I think it's like... it's almost generic in its citydom and its cityness. Like it's a mid-sized city. It's got everything. And it's just right there smack dab in that mid-Atlantic corridor, which is just sort of like basic America. And I don't know. There was just so many things about it. I thought the title Vampires of Pittsburgh was funny. And I like for my games to be funny, even when I'm being serious and describing people getting the blood sucked out of them. I like for my games to be amusing. So a bunch of vampires playing, intrigue games in the city of Pittsburgh sounded kind of amusing to me. I hope it is for you guys. Do you have a favorite choice made by each player during the game so far? Oh, wow. It's hard because they always surprise me the next session, and then I'm surprised again, and that's a really hard one. I would have to think about it. I loved it when Ashley had Jen try to ghoul Sabrina. I did not see it coming. Also, how tragic that she's a thin blood and didn't know that it wouldn't kind of work the right way. And I think that's partly how she's gotten into this situation with her touchstone. And then also it makes total sense that she would be falling out of the team now and questioning everything and so angry and hurt. So it's a perfect little set of dominoes she set off. I really, really like that decision the best. And again, that's a decision that blew up a lot of my plans, but I love it. We prepare stats, and you'll see if you look in, your 5th edition Masquerade book that stats for vampire are some of the easiest to prepare. So for someone that is a major character like Adelaide or Churchill or the vampires that they fought at the garage, I had almost full sheets. But for certain other people, we just have like physical 5, social 4. If I think someone is just kind of doing a little kind of guest role, that's all they have. And then maybe the list of powers, because I luckily have this great sheet that Jason Carl and the people have that has like kind of a little cheat sheet about powers. So all I need to know is like I have to go through and just write down the name of the power, and then when the person wants to use it, I can just look it up really quickly. Yeah. What's your favorite clan, or the one you think fits you the most? Well, okay. Man, I almost feel like I've answered this before, so if I answer differently this time, I apologize to any continuity experts. My favorite clan is Ventru. I don't know why, but there's just something classic vampire about them. Like, I love that they like consider vampires to be like the kings among men, among the vampires, that they are above. Vampirism makes you above the herd, and therefore you must lead and control. That's probably what I would play if I got a chance. The one that fits me the best, maybe Tremere, because I'm extremely bookish. I try to be learned or pretend that I'm learned, and I definitely have trouble breaking the rules, to be honest with you. I'm actually kind of a rule abider who tries to obey the law. Like, I don't speed, and I feel like the Tremere, they really do what they're told. They have kind of a very strict hierarchy. So that's my answer. Would you run a campaign of City of Mist? Hey, I have only glanced at that game. It's like an urban fantasy game where it's a kind of noir meets fantasy. It looks really cool. I think it's based on this is the part I'll probably get wrong. It's based on like a fate type system, or a little bit of a more narrativist system. I would, right now when we consider other games we want to run, we're really looking at like what people would watch and watch long term. People are really kind of coming up for this vampire game. So I would love to run all of these games, but we have to make sure it's something that a lot of people would want to watch. So if you want to see City of Mist, get 1,000 of your friends to subscribe and go play City of Mist right now. And guess what you would see the next week? City of Mist. Yes, we have thought about merchandise. We didn't want to put our cart before our horse and suddenly have all this merch and then, find out that it wasn't quite time for that yet. So again, I would say, we love hearing from you guys. And I know the hardest thing to do to get people to do is to have them remember later, like the next day, and go, oh, wait, I wanted to tell Stream of Blood that I really want them to play this game, or that I'd love a t-shirt. But everybody listening, everybody watching, if you want shirts, if there's another type of merch you think would be cool, send us a Twitter message, send us an Instagram, put a comment on an Instagram that's unrelated to merch, and let us know what you'd like to see. All I know is that Will Pottorff's art should be prominently featured when we do that. So that's that answer. Okay. Oh yes, great. What's your advice for someone just starting to get into tabletop role playing? My advice is to play with your friends, even if it's not something that they are really into. You don't have to go out and find like hardcore role players or people that quote unquote know what they're doing already to help you. Just go to your dearest friends who you want to spend an evening with, because at the end of the day, all rules aside, what the game's about is aside, you're really just hanging out with friends. That's really what it is. You're laughing with friends. So just make sure that you're doing it with people that you love and want to spend 3 or 4 hours with on a Wednesday night. And everything else will work out really great. You'll eventually learn the rules, and you'll eventually, have a campaign going if you just keep it going once a week. That's it. We've done it. I want to thank you guys again for helping us reach 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and we're so close to that 2,000 mark in Twitch, and it's because of you guys. I really, really appreciate it. And I want you to go to willpottorff.com and look at some more of his art. I also want to give credit to Ross Bryant and Axel Kazis-Taylor for providing us some of their talents for tonight's show, and we will see you next week. Until then, #GetPink. Bye-bye.